I am Dr. Indra Priyadarshini, working as Assistant Professor in Arinyar Anna Government Arts College, Valajapet, near Vellore, Ronipet district. Basically, I am a microbiologist, completed my PG during 1997 in Annamalai University, Center of Advanced Study in Marine Biology, Porto Novo. Immediately, I joined my doctorate and completed in 2004. My research topic is on the present your ecos topic, that is seafood quality, especially on total coliforms, fecal coliforms, and fecal streptococci, respectively, in Ennur coastal waters, and also that what type of contamination is present in particular area, whether it is industrial part or other source of contamination affect the seafood quality. I am having 8 years of research experience and 8 years of teaching experience in this particular area. Regarding the topic, how much importance about the food microbiology, why the need of the topic at the present moment, because microorganisms that inhibit, create, or contaminate food, study of microorganism causing food spoilage as well as pathogen. If food is improperly cooked or stored, food safety is a major focus on food microbiology. Pathogens are readily transmitted via food, which includes bacteria and virus. Microbial toxin are also possible contaminants of food. Regarding the seafood is high protein food, low in calories, total fat, saturated fat, high in vitamins and minerals. It has been shown to have numerous health benefits. Observing now we are observing seafood can decrease the risk of heart attack, stroke, obesity, and hypertension, so on. Bacteria that can cause illness are the main concern with regard to seafood quality. When seafood is properly handled and cooked, risk are minimal. Poor handling practice such as raw food, coming in contact with cooked food that is cross contamination, lack of proper temperature control can also lead to foodborne illness. So it is necessary to give importance for the seafood quality, and also one fourth of the world food supply and 30% of landed fish are lost through microbial activity alone. With the ever growing world population, need to store and transport the food from one place to another where it is needed, food preservation becomes necessary in order to increase its shelf life and maintain its nutritional value, texture, and flavor. Freshness and quality of fish have always gained the attention by food regulatory agency and food processing industry. PCR is a quick method to generate number of copies of DNA fragment at specific band. Nowadays, using PCR to detect different kinds of virus and bacteria based on the unique patterns. Various kits are commercially available to help in food pathogen nucleic acid extraction. The detection of bacteria stands in food products is very important to everyone in the world. It helps prevent the occurrence of foodborne illness. Now, we're going to the topic of the ecos of your workshop is role and significance of microorganism in food. Microorganisms associated with food derive energy from food for their cell growth, maintenance, and reproduction. Microorganisms in relation to food, it plays three important roles. One is pathogenic microorganism. You all know pathogen means it causes disease, can cause infections to other organism, including human also. Saprophytic microorganisms play a role in biodegradation and cause food spoilage. Cultured microorganisms like probiotic bacteria are used in food processing. And also probiotic bacteria that inhibit the pathogen. Some of the doctors for ourselves have any infection or increase in the enterobacteriaceae group of the bacteria, they also suggest what the probiotic bacteria like lactobacillus in the tablet form for to inhibit the infections of pathogen. Based on the function, microorganisms associated with foods divided into three general groups. What I have already said in other terms or other simplified terms, those causing spoilage or undesirable changes in the food, those producing desirable changes, those producing disease. That is spoilage or undesirable changes in the food, even in the bread or in the seafood, even if uh, we not properly what cooked or properly kept in the refrigerator, some of the handling it produces some of the undesirable changes in the food, it causes food contamination in our body. Those producing desirable changes like microbes that plays important role in curd, how the milk is converted into curd and how that idli batter is readily prepared after it is fermented, that also microbes play an important role to conversion. Those producing disease, lot of microorganism causes disease like salmonellosis, e coli, these are all some of the minor effect causing microbes, and also vibrio and other microbes causes major disease also. Next, based on the extent of stability to microbial invasion, foods may be classified as based on the stable. That is perishable foods, semi-perishable foods, staple foods. Perishable, that is easily decomposed because the moisture content and other enzymatic activity easily it is perishable. Example, fish and meat. Semi-perishable. Example, potatoes and tomatoes. Compared to perishable, it takes uh, somewhat low time to decompose. Staple foods compared to the other two, it will take some much time to for the decaying process, but it is also possible if it is chance to even if our hand somewhat touched in the particular aspect or moisture content come in contact with the moisture, it also somewhat becomes unstable or perishable product. Example, cereals, flour, and sugar. Coming to the seafood quality or seafood spoilage in different foodstuffs have been responsible by the numerous microorganisms. Spoilage of milk, fruits, meat occurs quickly as compared to other food products. Approximately 25% of the world's food produced post-harvest or post-slaughter is lost to microbial degradation of food alone. Meat is an ideal culture medium for many organisms, that is many, because it is high in moisture, rich in nitrogenous content, and various degrees of complexity, and plentiful of minerals and accessory growth factors also. The breakdown of and carbohydrates of meat, protein and carbohydrates of meat, import of odor, of flavor, and slime formation also. Majority of the spoilage microorganisms or contaminants come from the external sources only. Molds like Cladosporium, Taminidium, Mucorpenicillium, Alternaria, Monilia can come in contact with the surface of meat and grow in this environment. Yeast present on meat are mostly aspergillus. Major bacteria associated with spoilage are Pseudomonas, Acinetobacter, Alkaligenes, Micrococcus, Sarcina, Leuconostoc, Lactobacillus, Proteus, etc. Spoilage of seafoods, both fish and shellfish, caused by various microbes like Pseudomonas, Moraxella, Chivanella, Flavobacterium, Bacillus, Micrococcus, Clostridium, etc. Clostridium tetani is rod-shaped gram-positive anaerobes which are recognized as toxin-producing pathogens. Clostridium produces large amount of gas in packaged meat, which usually coupled up with foul odors and causes package to appear in brown pack. Next, one of the biggest group in the classification of microbes, Enterobacteriaceae, gram-negative straight rods, sometimes multi-species. This family is composed of 150 strains that consist mostly of E. coli, Klebsiella, Enterobacter coliaceae, Serratia, Proteus, and Hafnia often contribute to meat spoilage. E. coli is both the indicator for the food as well as fecal contamination, water pollution indicators also. Hafnia is a sanitary, that is food indicator organisms too. Next, microbes present in meat and meat products. Leuconostoc is a member of lactic acid producing bacteria which produces lactate and ethanol. This microbe is responsible for discoloration of gas protection and buttery smell of spoiled meat. Pseudomonas, predominant bacteria associated with spoiled meat. Most common Pseudomonas species found in beef, pork, lamb, and poultry meat is Pseudomonas fragile. Preservation and storage of meat. When we talk about the microbes in food, also we have to know, we need to know the what are the preservation of the meat. It includes even fish also. Cold storage, refrigerator, and freezer storage is another superior method of meat preservation. Vacuum packaging, storage life under refrigerator conditions to approximately 100 days. Canning, canning is meat sealed in a container, then heated to destroy all or microorganism capable of food spoilage. Drying, Process removes moisture from meat products so that microorganisms can grow. Fermentation process involves the addition of harmless bacteria to meat to inhibit the growth of many pathogenic microorganisms. Irradiation, effective approach to killing meat spoilage microorganisms. Curing and smoking improves the safety and shelf life of meat products as well as the color and flavor quality. Smoking and curing decreases moisture on the surface of meat product, hence prevents the microbial growth. Microorganisms responsible for seafood spoilage. Before we are talking about the microorganisms in meat and its preservative methods. Now, in the seafood spoilage, what are the major microbes present? Or Clostridium botulinum. Clostridium botulinum is widely distributed in soil, sediments, and fish. Vibrio species of facultative anaerobe and or of marine origin is sodium for growth. Pteromonas is ubiquitous in freshwater environment, and these organisms also found in meat, fish, and seafood and other foods. Plesiomonas species commonly occurs in water, fresh both freshwater and seawater also. Listeria species, most of these environmental strains are probably non-pathogenic. Salmonella species, these are the one of them belongs to Enterobacteriaceae group. Already I told Enterobacteria is one of the biggest group that most of the bacteria present in this family. It is most common in that is Entero means present interior, that is common in intestinal, that is gut of man and animals also. Shigella species, Shigella is also the member of Enterobacteriaceae, and this presence in the environment is associated with fecal contamination. Staphylococcus aureus, this pathogen can easily transmit from air, water, and dust to seafood. Viral disease transmission to human via consumption of seafood, hepatitis, norovirus, Rhumatoid agent, calcivirus, and astrovirus common in seafood. Microbial spoilage of processed fish. Spoilage of carbon dioxide in vacuum packing, Photobacterium, Posporium, lactic acid bacteria are the group of bacteria that has the ability to adapt to the anaerobic packing environment. Spoilage of salted foods. Even in the salted foods also, some of the bacteria resist growth in the particular environment, that is salt-loving bacteria called halophiles can survive in salt concentration up to 10 to 20 percentage of sodium chloride. Spoilage of heating and pasteurization foodstuffs. Even in some of the bacteria can tolerate even in high temperature, Clostridium species and Bacillus anthracis is able to spread in phase of pasteurization by producing spores. Spoilage of containing preservatives, lactic acid bacteria, that is LAB, and yeast are able to remain active in this environment and become part of the surviving spoilage domain. Next, preservation of seafood. These are the common methods. I won't go for the in deep salting. Name itself indicates both wet and dry salting to avoid the growth, microbial growth. Smoking, hot and cold, carried out to preserve the seafood. Marinating, that is liquid, usually consists of acidic base, consists lime and mild vinegar. Herbs, spices, onions, soy sauce also be added import flavor. Pickling, immersion of seafood into an acidic solution, which may also be salted or flavored. Then coming to the illness caused due to the spoiled seameat and spoiled meat, that is toxic fish poisoning is caused by Scombridae family like mackerel, tunas are coming under this group. Spoilage of bacterial spoilage of fin fish, the common symptoms almost all of the symptoms are same, cause rash, diarrhea, flushing, headache and vomiting. Botulism by Clostridium botulinum, double vision, speech difficulty, inability to swallow. These are the symptoms caused by the Clostridium botulinum, the name of the disease is botulism. Next, campylobacteriosis caused by Campylobacter jejuni bacteria. The symptoms include abdominal cramping, diarrhea, fever, sometimes bloody stools also. In stools, somewhat blood is coming with that of the excreta. E. coli, that is E. coli, the particular strain, seafood and meat become contaminated during slaughter. Bloody diarrhea, abdominal cramps, non-bloody diarrhea, and even shows no symptoms. Listeriosis caused by Listeria monocytogenes, fever, headache, nausea, and vomiting are the sign of illness. Next, perfringens, food poisoning caused by Clostridium perfringens, abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, as what already sold symptoms or the same as that of the perfringens, salmonellosis, staphylococcal food poisoning. Also, salmonellosis caused by salmonella bacteria, staphylococcal food poisoning caused by staphylococcus. The symptoms are same as above. Next, Vibrio infection cause found in coastal water cause fever. Amoebiosis, even it is a unicellular organisms, it belongs to the category that microorganisms. Entamoeba histolytica remain common. Polluted seafood spread the infection. Severe crampy pain, fatigue, sometimes anemia or major symptom. Next, geosis in seafood, mostly associated with contaminated water. Abdominal cramps, anorexia, nausea, and vomiting are the common symptoms. Calcivirus cause acute gastroenteritis, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain. Hepatitis A virus, dogs, shellfish are especially potent carriers of hepatitis A, as cooking does not always kill the virus. Coming to the conclusion, to ensure safety of food products, microbiological tests such as testing for pathogens and spoilage organisms are required. This way, the risk of contamination under normal use condition can be examined. Food poisoning outbreaks can be prevented. Testing of food products and ingredients is important along the whole supply chain as possible. Flaws of products can occur at every stage of production. Apart from detecting spoilage, microbiological tests can also determine germ content, identify yeast, mold, and salmonella. For salmonella, scientists are also developing rapid portable technologies capable of identifying unique variants of salmonella. But nowadays, not only salmonella, for each and every microorganisms, the rapid and quick process for the identifying the all the microbes also. Next topic, you're going to the GUI notification on fish and fishery products. GUI, that is Government of India. What is FSSAI? I already told in the introduction why it is needed, what purpose we have to go for the what is that standard to control the that food contamination, that is what for the important for the detection for the bacterial identification also to prevent the occurrence of foodborne illness. It is very important. And what organization it takes an important role to for the control of the what is that control of the food spoilage organisms like food regulatory agencies like freshness and quality of fish have always gained the affection by gain the that's attention by food regulatory agency and food processing industry, so that government of India bring much attention on FSSAI, that is Food Safety Standards Authority of India, notified Food Safety and Standards Third Amendment Regulation 2017 to amend the Food Safety and Standards, Food Product Standards and Food Additives Regulations 2011. New regulation defines the microbial standards for fish and fish products. The draft microbiological standards for the same were earlier notified to the World Trade Organization, that is WTO, on January 4, 2016. The regulation come into force on January 1st, that is 2018. Coming to the table, what are the regulations that they'll give, that what standards they'll give is product category, that microbial requirement for fish and fishery products, hygienic indicator organism. Product categories: frozen finfish, chilled frozen crustacean, chilled frozen cephalopods, live bivalve mollusk, frozen bivalves, frozen cooked crustaceans, heat chucked mollusk, dry salted dried fishery products, thermally processed fishery products. They are giving aerobic plate count, coagulous positive staphylococci, yeast mold count, stage where criterion applies, action in case of unsatisfactory results. Sampling plan limits they are giving in both the what is the sampling plan, what is the limits. Limits represents in CFU per gram. CFU, that is coniforming unit per gram. What is N, what is C, what is M, that is N is the number of units comprising a sample. C, maximum allowable number of units having microbiological counts above M. The small m is the microbiological limit that may be exceeded number of units. C. Capital M is the microbiological limit that number of sample unit may exceed. Coagulous positive staphylococci sampling plan limits almost these values are nil. These values are also nil. Stage where criterion applies after chilling and freezing. If the in case of unsatisfactory result, improvement, what we have to do is improvement in hygiene, time, temperature control along the value chain should be maintained. Then the values, which I just tell any one of the values for the what is that crustacean or finfish. For sampling plan, they were given 5. C is 3. For these limits is 5 into 10 to the power of 5, 1 into 10 to the power of 7. Generally, microbes are represents in this power, because we won't directly give, that is 5 lakhs, like 50,000 and all, so that we have to give the power into 10 to the power of that whatever it is, 2, 3, 4 or 5, 6 is respectively. Next, what is the same product category for this? Also, some of the what are the values for the product somewhat different. That is fish, means surimi, fish pickle, then breaded fishery, battered and breaded fishery products, powdered fish based products, test method. There's also the same improvements in hygiene. These are the, the end of manufacturing process. Next, this one, what are the indicator organisms? Already I told. E. coli is an indicator for food as well as a water pollution indicator organisms also. Now E. coli is somewhat sensitive. Now FS, that is because Streptococci also nowadays it is resistant form. They are using the water pollution indicator organisms. My specific topic is on Ficus streptococci. What are the product category? Frozen finfish, crustaceans, cephalopods, as what we already seen in the table. E. coli, that is how much number for sampling plan is 5, 3, 11, 500. Then Salmonella 50 absent per 25 gram. Why we given there is a per gram and here we are given in 25 gram is a is 25 gram is a meat that is not present in 1 gram, so that we have given in for the fish muscle and given is a 25 gram. Vibrio cholerae, that strain serum is at name of not 1 and not 139. Sampling plan Listeria monocytogenes Clostridium. There are the 4 different types of bacteria: E. coli, Salmonella, Vibrio cholerae, Listeria monocytogenes, Clostridium botulinum. What are the counts is important. We have to follow this count. It is acceptable level. They are given by the FSSAI GOS notification. Already I told what is that abbreviation for N, C, M and M. N is the number of units comprising sample. C is the maximum allowable number of units having microbiological counts above M. M is the microbiological limit that may exceed number of units. C. M is the microbiological limit that number sample unit. Next, we are going for the topic general requirements for export of fish and fishery products. If we are going to plan for the export of fish and fishery products, is not simply we send a sample and all. There is a lot of procedures to be followed. Let us see what are the requirements, what are the documents are generally required for the export of fish and fishery products. Shipping bill of export, commercial invoice, custom certified invoice, packing list, health certificate, bill of lading, certificate of origin, test report on contaminants. What is bill of lading? That is nothing but list giving details of goods that ship is carrying. Details of goods what the ship is carrying. Next, certificate of origin, that is declaration of origin, is document widely used in international trade transaction which attests that product listed meets certain criteria to be considered as originating in particular country. Next, other mandatory country specific document, catch certificate is to 031, etc. There are documents required based on the type of consignment and the country of destination. Export order, letter of credit, certificate of inspection, and marine insurance policy in place. Cargo can enter the port onto the dock. Once a shipment is loaded into the carrier, the mate's receipt is issued. The types of export are CNF, CAF. What is CNF? What is CAF? Cost and freight. Then CF is the cost insurance freight. The agency involved in export are CNF agent, shipping line, surveyors, customs, port trust, chambers of commerce, EAA, MPDA. MPDA you all know, Marine Products Export Development Authority. Exporters Bank, Reserve Bank of India, insurance company. The following procedures for the export of fish and fishery products. What are the procedures we have to follow? Open a current account in any commercial bank in the company's name. Legally, the company has to be registered under Industries Registration Act with the Register of Companies. Apply through the bank by depositing rupees 1000 by filling CNS form to get RBI code to deal foreign currency. Next, coming to the last point, apply to join Chief Controller of Imports and Exports or Director General of Foreign Trade for getting import and export IE code by submitting registration certificate and RBI code. Produce land ownership deed or lease agreement and layout of the plan to all government authorities. Apply to PCB, Pollution Control Board, to get clearance. Apply for electricity and water. Apply to BDO for getting Revenue Department clearance, that is Block Development Officer. Prepare project report and apply to MPDA for getting export certificate, registration certificate by submitting project report along with land deed and layout of the plant. Apply to get sales tax registration from both the central and state government. That is, we have to coming to the final point. For apply to MPDA to get certificate for processing hall, ice plant, peeling shed laboratory and cold storage, MPDA will issue temporary registration export certificate within a month after making one shipment. Apply to MPDA for permanent registration export certificate. Warehouse, if any, for storing the products has to be registered and certified by MPDA. Get medical certificate for working laborers. Apply to EIA for the clearance and certificate and for getting Packers code number. For this, they require water sample analysis report, weights and measures certificate, medical certificate, and MPDA certificate. A panel consisting of officials from ELA, that is Export License Application, MPDA, SIFT, and local chamber of commerce or industries will visit the plant for inspection and approval of the plant. Within 3 months of commencement of the plant, it has to be registered with the inspector of factories. They will regularize the labors, safety measures, and pollution control measures. Apply for insurance for labors and equipments. These are the procedures we have to strictly followed for the export of fish and fishery products. Came to the final part. Once again, I would like to thank you one and all. Continuation, we'll see you in that next session on the seafood spoilage. Thank you one and all for the patient listening of this session. Thank you.